What's cooking, everybody? I'm your chef Beats All Our Booze. Welcome to the Beat Bistro, where we serve you delicious eats over fire beats. First and foremost, over the weekend, my family and I had a devastating fire at the house. For those of you that don't know, I'm telling you now. But I just want to say thank you from my heart to you guys. We appreciate your generosity, your care, your love, and all of that. So thank you guys. But now, today, on the Beat Bistro, we have a very, very special guest, ladies and gentlemen. He is a producer, multi-platinum, just one hell of a guy. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my man, Mr. Jimi Kendrix. There it is. What's good, brother? How you doing, man? Have a seat, get comfortable. Welcome to the Beat Bistro.
Thank you, I feel great.
This is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who this man is, do your Googles. Jimi Kendrix. He's produced some of the dopest tracks, hip hop, R&B, Ashanti, Ja Rule, Murder Inc., just a dope guy, man. So I'm so happy to have him here. And he's a producer, and I just don't even know where to start. But Jimi, thank you for being here, first of all.
I feel pleasure. If I recall, if I'm sure this is the
First producer on
honored.
the Beat Bistro.
I feel honored and very thankful.
Yeah, dig in, my man. So, you don't rap, but did you come here with your musical talents?
Yeah, of course. I see this keyboard right here.
Yeah, that's all for you, buddy.
I like to fiddle on. I think this will be very fun.
Yeah. Now, you also, when you come to the Beat Bistro, you have to come with an appetite. So, are you hungry?
What? I haven't eaten all day. I couldn't wait to get here, brother.
That's what I like to hear. So let me talk about what's on the menu first. I'm gonna start you off with some fruit, some pineapples, cantaloupe, peach, strawberries, set you up nice. Then we got your little garden salad, little cucumber, carrots, onions, you know the works.
Yes,
and then I got you a nice salmon with some roasted potatoes.
Beautiful.
And what else I got? Broccoli, there we go. Broccoli, steamed broccoli. So, you cool with that?
What? Come on, brother.
Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Let's
Before I get started on the prepping and all that, how it works, I want you to introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are, because I'm so happy to have you here, my friend.
Oh, man, thank you, man.
And I'm gonna get prepping on your food.
My name is Jimi Kendrix. I'm a producer. I'm also the big brother of this guy right here.
Yes, sir.
I've known Booze for many, many years. Coming into our studio sessions in Brentwood, Long Island. And Booze was always a person where when he sees something he loves, he's not gonna go halfway, he's gonna go all the way with it. And just over the years, he's gotten better and better and better. And we had the opportunity to actually get some placement.
Yeah, definitely, man. That was big,
which was amazing.
If you guys don't know, Jimi helped me get my first placement to Papoose, the rapper, back in 2007.
Yes.
And that was really big, man, hearing a joint that I produced in my bedroom, to go from that to you and then to the radio.
How did that feel?
It was crazy, man. As I remember driving around, it was like 3 o'clock in the evening, and boom, you hear it. And I'm telling people at the gas station, like, yo, you hear this? This is my beat. This is my beat. I made this a couple blocks down the road, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, bro. And I'm like, yo, for real. It was just a crazy feeling. And I thank you for doing that for me and just believing in me. And you didn't have to extend your kindness like that. You could have just been like, yo, get out of here, man. Like, beat it. But you invested. You listened to my beats. And you gave me feedback, which is crazy, man.
Yeah.
As a young producer, to get that from someone with your accolades is dope, man.
Well, I didn't have too many people around me that were, that would really push me or get me to kind of step my game up. My uncle, who produced for Bad Boy, for the Hitmen, Uncle Bugs, he would do stuff. Uncle Bugs, he would actually like we would make a beat, and the beat would be done. He would come in, he would listen to it, he would go, okay, and then he would flick the switch off. No
on your equipment?
No, nothing on the equipment.
Man.
He would shut the MPC off.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that. I would be so upset. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, you know how many hours I've taken to build that beat?
Yeah.
But I also understood he was teaching me also, you could do it one time, you could do it again, and do it over and over. And then I realized also the power of repetition.
Yeah.
Being able to deliver over and over and over. And I took that same approach when producing for people. You know, Irv would say, hey, if you gave Ja Rule that wonderful record, do 3 more like that. Because when they hear that record, artists are gonna say, I want a record like that, or I want a record just like that.
Yeah.
And then if you've been working and you just, here you
It's
go,
easy
here you go,
for you.
here you go, here you go, and we can get the check quickly.
Yeah.
So I just became a workhorse, became a studio rat, and well, you were there.
Yeah, man.
You were there many nights.
Yeah.
Some high nights.
I remember
a lot of high nights.
When I met you, man, it was like, I remember like the first time I met you, my brother kind of told me about you because he knew someone that you were dealing with.
Right.
And he's like, yo, this guy, you ever heard of Jimi Kendrix? And I'm like, Jimi Hendrix? He's like, nah, Jimi Kendrix. And I'm like, nah.
I still get that too, by the way.
Yeah. And he actually, I think you were staying like on
Out
his
there.
residence.
I was out there,
you were out there. So
I was staying
he was
out
like, yo,
there.
this producer lives behind me. He's like, yo, you come through, check him out, and see if y'all can collab. Because at the time, I just started getting serious with my production with the Fruity Loops and the computer, and I was really, all in.
Right.
So I remember he brought me back there. I knocked on the door. You opened it, very humble, like, what's up, brother? And I saw the MP, I saw the Mac, the speakers, and I'm like, all right. Like, okay, like this is who you say he is? Like, all right, cool, boom. And then through the friend that we know, I went to the studio with you, and then I saw the plaques on the wall, the accolades, and I'm like, yo, you did that? You did that for Hope? You did that for Murder Inc.? Oh, what? Like, I would tell you, man, I was so young and I was so kind of like starstruck that it's like this. Like I could meet a person that got songs on the radio, that got hits that I've been dancing to and rapping, and you made them, and so you made it very tangible, very like a realistic thing that I could do myself at a young age. So it was crazy meeting you, man, and you were very humble. You were so cool, so nice, and like you said, I used to pull up to the studio late night and with CDs, like, yo, listen to this, and you would listen to them, man. And
I remember those days so clear. Cause I guess I saw a lot of what your drive and what you were drawn to in me. You know what I mean? And we just kind of locked in so organically. It was like natural. You know what I mean? I'm all about energy. I like to be around good people, good energies, good vibes, and that's important for producers because we feed off of artists, off of their vibe. You know, so. It was easy to work with you. It was easy to vibe with you because we had a common like, you know what I mean, which was music. You know what I mean? And once I saw you draw to it, and I saw him a couple times, and then he would come back and come back.
I was that little annoying little brother that's like, yo, get out of here.
And back.
You can't hang with us.
And then there was times I wasn't there, and I'd come in and he was right there. And I said, yeah, this guy's gonna be a problem. He's really gonna be a problem.
I remember like showing up there and being like, yo, I hope Jimi's there. I got some fire for him. I got some fire. And I knock on the door and you're not there, and I'm like, damn. And I would, like you said, I just wait there. Like, he's gonna show up sometime. You gotta come back here. But without no further ado, your fruit salad. Enjoy that. I'm gonna get prepping on your dry garden salad.
I love it.
But yeah, it was a crazy experience for me at that age because I never met anybody that was in the game like that. You know what I mean? That really had records. Like, yo, I made joints for Jay-Z, and I'm like, yo, Jay-Z's one of my favorite rappers. You made that beat? Yeah. It was like unreal. I couldn't believe it, you know?
You know when you mentioned just now about that record, Papoose, how you made it in your closet? I made the Jay-Z record in my closet. A closet no bigger than this little area right here of the kitchen. And I had clothes still hanging. Actually, the clothes helped with the sound, to kill the sound. It helped out a lot. And it showed me that, you know, you don't need the big studio to create what's in your mind, what's in your heart. The key is, it's not about the gear, it's about the ear. It starts with the ear. So the challenge is taking the equipment and being able to take this idea in your head and bring it to life. You know what I mean? So, you know, going to Coconuts in Times Square, getting the little CD of Paul Anka and Frank Sinatra, and going and listening to it for hours and just trying to see what
you could grab from
you can grab,
what you
and
make
then
from it.
and then the little bit that I did grab, it turned into a whole entire record. You know what I mean? And it was something that I just loved. I drew to it. And you know, I don't bother anybody. I'm not a street person, even though I lived in the ghetto. But music was like my getaway. You know what I mean? So for me being young, coming from a church background, it was and from a background it was pretty strict because my grandparents, my mother and them, they wasn't trying to hear that. They were like, oh, you want to play football on Sunday? No, that's the Lord's Day. Oh, you got practice on Friday? Nah, that's youth night. You're gonna go to church. Yeah. So there wasn't too many things that I could do that was gonna contradict, you know, God, which is big for my family. And music for me was like my little getaway. So I would sneak CDs, I would sneak songs that was not the normal Christian way, and I would get to myself and sample them and say, look, I'm gonna make Frank Sinatra say this. If he was here right now, this is what I would have him say in the booth. And to make the record and then get the record to Jay-Z was amazing. You know
like
what I mean?
wanted to, can you tell the story on how that happened? Because that's like a dream of mine. I feel of any producer, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I make beats and I'm like, yo, I hear Jadakiss on this. Like, how do I get it to him? Or I hear Hov on this. You know, sometimes I got beats. I'm like, yo, if Hov heard this, I know he would take it, but I just don't have the means of doing it.
I'll be honest, I never thought that I would actually get that record to Jay-Z. And at the time, I was living in the basement in Queens on Farmers Boulevard, and I did the record. I got that. At the time, I was giving CDs to everybody. Like you. I mean, people out the kazoo was just.
I remember that.
I was giving so many CDs to the world. And somehow, one of my uncle, Big Chuck, from Drama Family, who he held down Dr. Dre, he holds down Eminem. He used to be Big Daddy Kane's manager. Okay. He got a CD over to Hov. So one day I'm hoisting milk out of a milk truck, delivering milk with my guy. Okay. Because at the time, still got to pay bills. Yeah. So all you people out there, you still can work a job and still do what you love. Yeah. Don't think you can't do two things at one time. And I get a page on my two-way pager. Two-way pager. Keyword, two-way pager.
They probably don't even know what that is.
Yeah, y'all probably don't know what two-way pages are. But I get a page. Hey, can you come to Baseline Studios? SC. So I'm like, who the hell is SC? And how'd you get my number? And then my uncle calls me. He's like, did you get a call from somebody? I'm like, yeah, some guy named SC. He's like, duh, Sean Carter. Wow. Jay-Z. I'm like, so you mean to tell me Jay-Z personally just texted me to come to Baseline Studios? Long story short, just let you know that my guy, I had to let him go. I had to leave him alone, hoisting that milk for the rest of the day. He was mad at me, but he was happy at the end of the day when he realized why. So I rush up to the city, some studio, Baseline Studios. I get there, I get to the door, security. I'm like, I'm looking for Jay-Z. Right away, this big Samoan guy comes and grabs me. He thinks I guess I'm like a stalker. He's ready to like hoist me in the air. And who comes out and saves me? Jay-Z. Wow, bro. So you can imagine what a kid from Queens who just did a beat, had no idea. Jay-Z just texted him, you're being picked up in the air by this big Samoan Hawaiian guy, and Jay-Z saves you. Right then I was like, this is gonna be a wild night. This is gonna be a very wild night. So he comes out, hey, put him down, he's good, he's with me. And then before you know it, I'm in the back, cooking up and working with him. And I really had to, even looking back now, if Jay-Z never asked me to come to the studio to record with him, I would have been like, Jay, you the man. You Jay-Z. You Jay-Z. Do it. It's gonna be hot. But it also showed me another part about Jay-Z. If in his eyes, if you did the record, I want to know what you were thinking when you did the record. Okay. And then he wanted me to be part of the process when he recorded it, and to see him work and literally with no pen and paper, just talking to himself, and then Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
It was just an amazing experience.
Be, yeah.
It showed me a level of professionalism as an artist. I was like, I'd heard about it, but to see it was amazing.
Amazing.
And then to see what it turned into was truly a blessing. You know what I mean? So I did it my way. Came about from like you, a closet, a room closet.
That's
how
I
crazy,
wanted
right?
to hear that story, man.
That's a great. Yeah, I laugh every time I think about it because like I said, when we come up with these ideas, we don't always have a vision of who the artist is gonna be, you know. But when the artist hears the idea, we have the potential and the power as producers to actually make them follow our lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I added to Frank Sinatra, Jay-Z really, he wrote his lyrics based off of what I presented, the whole vision I presented to him. And then it really showed me that, producers really are needed in the process of working with artists. You know what I mean?
Like creating the whole record.
Yeah, you don't, I mean, in this day and age, you have so many people that record in their own studios, in their own rooms. But the collaboration between the producer and the artist is like, it's hard. It's hard to do, you know? Many young artists are not collaborating with the producers that they're recording their music with.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's a little,
I feel like there's such a disconnection where it's just like, take the beat and do whatever you want.
Yes.
Instead of like, I made this is what I hear on it. What do you know what I mean? And like you said, like come up with a hook.
Yeah.
Or this is the vision I see with it. What do you think about it? Now it's just like, you got any beats? It's like, here's 10 beats.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
Keep in mind, if Dr. Dre told Snoop, here's some beats, I'm gonna get out of here. You do whatever you gotta do and see what you can come out with.
Yeah.
You know, and them working together created an entire sound, an entire brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Bad Boy, Puffy did with Biggie and with Mace. You know, the artist and the producer were in the same room. You know, and it's a blessing because 90% of the artists that I produced for, aside from Tupac, I was in the room with them. You know what I mean? Like we were in the room together,
working together,
creating the record. And I would advise all producers, don't just give them a beat.
Yeah.
Don't just send them a beat. Look, let's get into a room. Let's vibe out together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think the process would be magic. I mean, that's where the magic lies.
Yeah, that's where
like when you're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
How we cooking, booze?
Yeah.
This is part of the magic, the process of, and it's also the best part about years later that you can always remember. So I remember when I was about to get picked up and tossed by Jay-Z's bouncer.
Wow.
But we did a dope record. You know what I mean? And, and it's so dope because that record made the Library of Congress or something.
That record, the Jay-Z record?
Yeah. It was selected into the something of Congress.
Yeah.
Which is pretty big.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, man, I was just happy just to be on the album. You know what I mean? I was just thankful to be a part of something great.
That was crazy. I remember seeing the plaque. I'm like, that's what a platinum plaque was like. They got your name and all of that. And I'm like, when I saw that with you, it just made it seem more real. Because, when you're a kid, you're like, I want to get on the radio, I want to get this.
It's possible.
But yeah, you made it like, you can do this. And you don't need the big equipment. You don't need that big studio. You could do this in your room. Like you said, it's not the gear, it's the ear.
Right.
As long as you got that, you know what I mean? You have it. It don't matter where you make beats.
Right.
And at the time when I made that Papoose beat, I was using Fruity Loops.
That's crazy.
I was using Fruity Loops, that's all I had was a computer and Fruity Loops, and I made that beat. But then when I went to see you at the studio, I saw the MPCs, and made me like, I want to get, outboard gear, you know what I mean?
I see you've never let go of that.
Yeah, and honestly, it's because when I saw you chop up the samples, and that's when I was like, that's how you could do it, because on Fruity Loops you kind of restricted. Nowadays it's a little different, but back then you were restricted to how you could sample. It's like, it just basically loops. With the MP, you could chop them and put it where you want it, how you want it, at the timing you want, and that's what made me like, I need that. Like,
I'll be honest with you, if I had never used MPC, I don't think I could have done the record.
Yeah, you did that beat with the MP?
Yeah, Excel. So I don't think I could have actually done the record that way. Because to click and drag is
and
it's just funny. I gotta bang on it.
Yeah, that's
I
what
gotta bang on the drum the way I hear it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can't click and drag and move this over. And
Yeah, that's how I started feeling with Fruity Loop. The beat started to sound the same because you just click, there's your hi-hats, there's your kicks, they're just there, and it's not personal. Where with this, you can feel it. Like, nah, I needed to
the touch.
I needed to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I needed to do that. Or the swing of it, it's more personal. Where exactly how you are hearing it in your head and in your fingers, or that swing, you can do it like that. Nowadays, Fruity Loops, you know, they got advanced where you could swing it, and it's a little more personal. But the MP, and I even heard them talking on the radio, like they played two separate beats. Like one was like a Tribe Called Quest beat, and the one was like a Future beat. And Ebro was like, you hear the difference between these beats? One sounds computer, and one sounds like man-made. Like you can hear it where it's either like it sounds like a live drummer. You know
Also,
what I mean?
keep in mind, remember years ago when when you was coming around, we were sampling our drums from albums, from records. We didn't get sample packs.
We didn't get sample packs.
They didn't have sample packs, so that really wasn't.
How do you feel about that now? Like, I wanted to ask you too. Like, how do you feel about just this change in music? Like with this trap, with the drill, with the sounds. It's like there's a pack for everything. Like
I'll be honest with you, it's hard not to test it. But I'm so used to doing drums from scratch. I'm so used to doing my own patterns. Until I'm not used to cheating.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm cheating in a way. You know what I mean?
That's how me and Sean talk about that all the time. We're like,
that's just my opinion.
This makes it easy. And I saw a quote that was like, you know, nowadays, like it was like I miss when you needed to know how to make music to make music.
Right.
Now you don't really need anything.
I see these websites now where they're like, if you want to be a music producer, before I didn't know how to be. I was a music producer. I can't play any keyboards. I can't play any drums. I don't know how to use anything, but I can click and drag. And I'm a producer. And I take these samples and I put them in there. And I put them together and I'm like,
the melodies are already done for you.
Wow, like you really just like, it's just
everything's already done for you. Like the melodies, they got bridges, they got hooks, they're 16 bar loops where you could just one shot it. Woo.
Yeah, I was talking to Rockwaller. He called me because we talked and he was like, yo, dude, try Splice. And I'm like, what's that? What the hell is Splice? He's like, man, he said, man, we gotta work smarter. We gotta work smarter. We're working harder. And I was like, good God, like maybe we are working harder. You know, maybe I'm just old school and just set in my ways.
And you just like it. It sounds. You can hear it in the sound though. It sounds. You know, like when I listen to your beats, I still listen to your joints to this day, like that Ashanti joint. I listen and I'm like, yo, the rock on it, the bounce on it. And then you listen to beats now with that, like I get it, the sound has changed and you gotta adjust, but just I don't know, it's not personal. It's not, I feel like it's not human, it's robotic. You know what I'm saying?
By the way.
Thank you, man. Your salad's ready, your garden salad?
Hell yeah.
Enjoy that. I'm gonna throw your salmon on.
Another thing I didn't tell you is, well, you knew already, but I toured as a drummer.
Okay.
For
talk about that.
the Gap Band, for Charlie Wilson, for my god sister Kelly Price, who's an R&B singer.
Okay.
I've toured in China and Europe for people all over, you know, as a drummer. I started off in church, so, you know, you're gonna play drums in church for the Lord, and then as I got older, my mom them saw them checks coming in. They were like, you know what? You go ahead, baby. You go ahead and play for them. Make sure you put that offering money back into the God's house, okay? Make sure that church, you know, that money come. Pay your tithes too, you know. And then little by little, the restrictions on me being more into the music, really getting into it, began to become a lot more easier and more, because at that point she was like, yo, you're taking God's gift and you're using it to create. And music is not it's not satanic, it's not the devil. It's the messages and the things that we speak about or what we do that becomes
the bad
what
part.
It's gonna be. Like you got now, you got WAP. I didn't know what WAP was. I thought it was a bee. And then I realized it was a wasp. So I'm like, okay, it's not wasp. And then I realized what the WAP means. Wet a bee says wow. And I'm like, and I'm just saying to myself, wow, look how music has changed.
I feel like it's not really, and even with this, you know, the rise of Cardi B, you know, no disrespect to her, she did her thing and she came up, but I feel like sometimes they use these people to, as a message, but sometimes a message that they're sending to these young kids who are watching them is like, do I want my daughter, if I had a daughter, to watch that video? Even just because it's popular or because it's trending. Like, nah, I don't. So the message, I feel like, has changed.
So you telling women, don't cook at home?
Yeah.
When your man is hungry from working, tell him, don't you cook.
Yeah.
I don't cook no more. We don't cook and we don't clean.
Cook anymore? Like, I don't know. I mean,
I'm saying to myself, like, I cook and I still clean. You know what I mean? I still do it for my girls. I'm like, just the message has been really, the message and the music are two different things.
Yeah.
And more and more I started getting into the R&B heavily. So my background is a musician. I'm a musician first. So when I get on the MP, I treat that MP like it was a drum set.
Yeah.
And some producers can't really register that. They're like you don't just click and drag
And even with the MP here, we got the note repeat where you could just
hold it and just keep playing. I was like, okay.
I mean, it works for the trap sound with those like 32 hi-hats, those 64 hi-hats. It's easy, but you can't. I feel like it's easy to get lost in that where all your beats sound like that. Where everything sounds like that.
Yes. It's so funny now. I still get people sometimes. They're like, "You have drill beats?" I'm like,
yeah.
Drill beats? I can make it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a producer where they want me to make a certain sound.
Exactly.
Like if you come to me with Jimi. When I go to Bulls, I can guarantee you the beat is going to be soulful as hell. The beat is going to knock. The drums are going to be amazing. And then you're not going to know because he always surprises you when he flips the sample. It's unpredictable. You know what I mean? And music nowadays is so predictable.
Yeah.
From 8 bars to the next 8 bars.
Yeah. Even the lyrics too, it's like they're taking, I feel like they took hooks, like they just stretch out the hook and they'll repeat the same thing for like 8 bars. And I'm like, yo, what happened to like lyrics where it's like, yo, you had to rewind that and listen again. Now it's like, yo, once you hear it once, I know the whole song. I can recite the whole song because it sounds like one big chorus,
That's crazy,
the whole thing.
Bro.
And I mean, I feel like that comes with the age. It comes with the younger generation. Because I think about it when I was coming up and like Dipset had their own sound. You know what I mean? Rockefeller had their own sound, but it was still lyrical. It was still
right.
It's still in the same type of bubble. Like I was talking with my friend the other day, and he was like, "Yo, we were listening to something like trap, like kind of like A Boogie sounding." And he was like, "Yo, I wouldn't really consider this like hip hop. I consider it good, but I wouldn't say it's hip hop. I would call it like something else." Which I mean, I don't know. Like it's weird with the singing auto-tune thing. Like they're kind of fusing it all together and then calling it hip hop. But then it's like, yo, you just repeated the hook 4 different ways, but the same thing. It's like the same lyrics. So it's weird. It's weird coming from that and then like the transition to drill, trap. The Afrobeat thing. That's cool. I like that. I like that.
I love international music.
Yeah.
I'm getting more into international music, which is why I want to also talk to you because I've been approached by people in India to do Punjabi music.
Oh, okay.
But do it with our twist.
Yeah. Like
And how many hundreds of million or billion people are in India?
I feel like if you get a hit over there,
what? Oh my God!
Out of here. It's out of here. And I feel like I know a dude who actually, he was a rapper out here. He wasn't really getting too much love. He went to Africa.
Oh my God!
He is a superstar.
Wow.
I mean, like superstar. And I'm like, yo, the same dude that was out here that no one would listen to his music, he's a superstar out there. And that even makes me think as a producer, like, yo, take this and go to Canada. Take this and go to somewhere else with the MP.
It's the hottest thing I've ever heard to sing.
It would be crazy. It would be something different. And I've always thought about that. Like, yo, if you can't do it here, I can take this to Europe and let's go do over there or fuse what's going on here with over there. But everybody wants to stay in the States. New York is like, yo, I want to be here doing it. And I get it, but it's just an idea where, yo, if it don't take off here, it could take off somewhere else.
Yeah.
Someone else is gonna appreciate the sound.
That's what I want to tell you too. What is the producer that plays the MP? It does all that.
Which one? There's a couple like Trizzy tracks. I think Trizzy.
He like plays all the he plays all of the pads like a show, like it's a real show for him. he was doing something with Dipset and
Oh, A-Rap music.
A-Rap music.
A-Rap music, yeah.
Cause I think like, yo, you could give him a run.
I mean, I appreciate that coming
Bro, I
from you,
put
man.
my
But
money
like,
on you all day.
I'm like, I mean, I watch.
Remember I
his videos.
said that. Remember I said the A-Rap anytime.
I watch his videos and I'm like, yo, this dude got it. He got
And
it.
he
knows
can't
it.
cook.
True.
How about that?
That's dope.
Now that's showing off right there. That's showing your ass right there. Cooking and then cooking at the same time. Look at this. Look at this. This is amazing, man. I've never seen nothing like this, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And like I said, man,
Should I
coming
be
from
talking
you.
like that? Should I be talking like that? Like, this is really dope. Like I've never been on a show like this in my life.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, I appreciate it. And that's why, like I said, like I stick to it and I want it to be the best. And I want to have people like you up here because then people will see you up here and then it just gives them ideas. Like, I want to get on that show. But like I said, man, I'm still kind of like starstruck that you're here.
Man,
And
come
you
on,
got
man. You my
joints.
brother,
Like
man.
everybody who knows, you know that song. I did it, man. Gangsta,
yeah.
put my hustle down, like we be in the car with my boys and I'm rapping that song and in my head I'm like, yo, I know the dude who made that. Like I know him.
That's crazy.
And because I produced too, it's like we could talk about like, yo, he probably did it with this. Like he probably put the chops like this, or you know, and like I did an episode with Shelly where we recreated a Ninth Wonder beat and a J Dilla beat.
Fire.
And like I like to get into the head of the producer at the time. So like I'll hear a sample like that you did and I'll think like, yo, how did he chop that up? Like, you know, and then I go to my MP and I try to do it, you know what I mean? Cause that's like,
That's dope, bro.
like, you know, I try to imitate you and that's flattered cause I'm like, yo, I want my shit to sound like Jimmy's. I want my shit to.
But dude, you
Yeah.
put a twist on it that's just booze. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like some people some people can mimic, others can mimic and put their twist to it.
Mm-hmm.
You put your twist to it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, it's
man.
still you know what I mean?
I remember when we was in the studio, man, the joints they used to play in there were like,
And listen, we used to
I
have-
felt so far from that. I was like, nah, I can never. Even now, like I remember some of them, but I don't. But I remember the ones because you used to have the volume
all the way up.
I'd be like right here, like what? What? He's like, I'm like, what? And I carry that to this day. Like even, and when I'm in the studio with shows, it's up.
crank
We
it.
turn it up, man. Turn it all the way up. They knocking on the door. They're like, yo, I've been knocking on the door for 15 minutes. I'm like,
Yo,
but you know, you get that feeling when it's loud and you hear it how I want to hear my music. I want to hear my music blasting through the club speakers, through like loudspeakers, and you feel the bass, you can feel the drums, and you know, it just makes for a better feeling in the music.
I never told you, but remember when I came out to Long Island? Why I came out to Long Island? I'm from Queens. I'm from Hollis, Queens, Far Rockaway. So me going all the way out to Brentwood, it was at the time I didn't have a studio to work from. I was working out of Murder Inc. And I needed a new home, you know what I mean? And I found that little cozy spot.
Yeah.
And we just loved it, you know what I mean?
It
loved
was a nice, tight space where you could just get to
Back
work.
box, real
Yeah,
quick in the cut.
Yeah.
You know, just to get away
Yeah.
from the normal, you know. Because at the time, Irv wanted me to be in Murder Inc. studio, which is called the Crack House in Soho. This is on Spring Street in Soho, Merchant Street. The Crack House. That's how you know they was bugging. But that was what it was called. But I'm not gonna lie, they made a lot of hit records out of that place. And I wanted to like be able to have my own team of people that I could kind of sharpen steel and come up with ideas together without Irving them always, you know, being in there, what's going on. Because what I would do is I would do production. I never worked with Irv at all, even though I was signed to him in-house.
Okay.
At the time, he signed me to an in-house deal off of a CD that I gave somebody in the hood, and one of the local guys that was a known rep. You know, he was heavy in the hood. He was close with Irvin, and Irvin were looking for a new sound, something different. At the time, they were going back and forth with 50.
Okay.
So they were like, yo, we gotta get some new blood in here.
Yeah.
Production. So Irv signed me to he bought 7 songs
Wow.
off that one CD.
That's crazy, man.
He bought 7 songs. I did an in-house deal with him, $75,000.
Wow.
to sign right there on the dot at 75,000. And Irv was known for not giving producers their appropriate credit.
Okay.
So it would say produced by Irv Gotti.
Okay.
Instruments played by
Got you.
the actual producer, which I didn't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I produced it, I want my proper credit.
Yep.
So I had a little leverage at the time. He only took 7 records. So he was like, yo. I said, I negotiate my deal with him. I need my name for my company, my publishing, and he gave it to me. You know what I mean? So I was lucky to get that, as well as get one of the highest, signing bonuses to the production team, to Top Dog. So it was like,
amazing.
That's why I tell you, sometimes timing is everything. We may think sometimes that the things that we do years ago won't come around or come back. And a lot of times it prepares you. Everything that we went through, our process, it prepares you for who we are now. So, you be in a situation where we first got in, production, you growing, had pools, and now look at this. The Bistro. It's amazing, dude. This is some fried shit. I'm sorry. I hope I can't curse. Forgive me. To all you children, God bless you all. I'm sorry. Please just close your ears. But it was, like I say, to see your progress now is like.
Thank you.
First thing I can say was, damn, Booz just keeps getting nicer and nicer. He never lost it. You know what I mean? He's always kept that, And I always say to myself, if I never did if money was never came from this, I would still do it. Yeah. Because it'd be this, or I'd be into something else, into the streets or something. So this music has been like, it's kind of like therapy for me, Yeah. And the thing is, when I have good days, my music comes out very nice. When I have bad days, my music comes out and reflects that. And music is definitely an emotion. You know what I mean? It's definitely, it's like a tug, of emotions that turns into this crazy, this audio work. You know what I mean? So,
because even sometimes, like, I'll start a beat, and like I'll hear what I want it to be, but it's just not happening right then and there. So like I'll put it down for that day, or maybe like 2 days, and then come back with a fresh ear, and then be like, all right.
And you hear it differently.
Yeah. Or you have a different idea, like, oh, let me do it like this. Let me reverse it. Let me add this. But sometimes it's like just beating a dead horse. Like, all right, I'm done for tonight. You know what I mean? Like it's just not working. It's not coming out. And then there's some, like you said, there's good joints that are like, it came out exactly how I wanted it.
Yes.
At the time, it was perfect. And then there's some joints, and even with Shell, like sometimes I'm like, I'll hear a sample and I'll start beatboxing and like, yo, this is how it's gonna be, like, boom, boom. Then the sample comes in here, then you with the bass, boom, boom.
That's great.
And sometimes it does come out like that, first shot, and then other times it's like, nah, we're not even close right now. We're not even close. Let's get back to this tomorrow. You know what I mean? But like I said, I learned a lot of that from being a fly on the wall with you and Uncle Bugs, and I remember he helped me put a memory in my first MPC. Like, he took the screws off the back, opened up the back, put the things in, and then, just showing that love. Like, yo, like I said, you could have been like, yo, get out of here, man. Like, stop coming here. And I would have never came there again and been like, damn, yo, that was my shot. But you opened the doors and you were very inviting and humble. I remember we went to the mall, you let me drive the Escalade, the black Escalade, and I'm like, yo, I'm driving around Jimi Kendrix, like, they don't even know who this dude is, but yo, like, I produced, this is crazy right here.
I bought Irv's, Irv had like a fleet of cars, and Irv was like, yo, you need a car. And I'm like, that one. With the PlayStation in the back and the TV dropping down and the 24-inch black rims. Yeah, give me that one right there. And Irv was like, no problem, hey, you can have it.
Wow.
I ain't have to give him no cash, but that's only because Irv knew what I had in the pipeline. He knew he got most of this new Ja Rule album, Blood in My Eye. Yeah. He also got like the bulk of R.U.L.E. album, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So he knew I had money coming in, you know what I mean? And
he knew it was like.
So he was like, here, go ahead, take it, you know?
I remember that.
And like stuff like that. I remember But you know, to actually be able to like talk to people that can,
Yeah.
that I know now that was there.
Yeah.
Booz is one of the rare people that was actually around me
Yeah. I
during
remember
those
pulling up
times.
to the studio and just right when I was about to hit that corner, if I see the black Escalade, it's like,
knew,
yeah,
you knew.
boy, I'm about to show this dude some fire.
Yeah.
I hope he's not like working. I could just like slip it in. Because I remember I would go there and I would have the CD on me, but I would just wait like for the right time. Like if you're working on stuff, yeah. And then I'd just be like, there was another dude there, I forgot, tall dude. I would just slide him. Like if you left him,
Oh, Anthony.
Yeah, Ant.
Big old Ant.
yeah. I'd be like, yo, Ant.
Like my bodyguard / driver.
Yeah. He played it in, he put it in, and I just, turn that shit up. I want to hear my shit bumping through the speakers too. But just that love, man.
It got to a point after a while where when Booz would come in, we'd be like, yo, Booz,
Yeah.
play some shit. What you got? Like we knew he was coming with some gifts, with something. You know what I mean?
Crazy, man. That was a
We
good
gotta
time.
do it again, bro.
Yeah, definitely. I want to cook up. But before, your food's almost done, but I want to show the audience, the viewers, if you guys don't know, some of the joints that my man right here, classic, bro. It's home, bro. That's home. Like every time I hear this, I'm like,
Let's try this one.
That's crazy.
Gangsta nigga, put my hustle down, tore the game up, nigga. Took your high score down, put my name up, nigga. Tore the doors down to the Hall of Fame is Jigga. I did it my way.
That's crazy,
like
bro.
that is, you can't not know it. Like, you know,
fun.
if you listen to Hov, you know Hov, it's like, yo, I did it my way. You know that joint. So they're like noticeable joints. They're not just like, yeah, I got number 7 on this album. No one really listens to it. It's like, you know that one.
Keep in mind, that was a double album.
Yeah.
That was a gift. It was called The Gift and the Curse. So, I mean, I'm sitting there with Dr. Dre on the album.
Crazy.
You got Timbaland.
Yeah.
You had all of the heavy hitters on the album. And I couldn't believe little old me made the album. I was amazed.
That's how I felt. I'm like little old, like Papoose, like me, like he got access to so many different producers, but he's gonna choose mine, and you know, it gives you confidence.
He did the video.
Yeah.
He did the video and everything to it.
I'm like, it just gives you confidence, like, yo, you know, when people believe in you and they're like, yo, you got some fire. Even if you doubt yourself, it's like, if someone believes in you, then other people will believe in you. Like, you believe in me, then Papoose was like, yo, you probably weren't like, yo, Booz made this. You just showed him beats, because I remember you would put track lists together.
Booz.
Yeah.
So people was like, who's Booz?
Yeah.
You know?
That's
Once
crazy.
I'll be honest with you, I've learned over the time that sometimes you gotta be like, almost like obsessed about getting to your destination. And sometimes your biggest supporters will always, well, not always, but many times, some of your biggest supporters are gonna be people you've never met in your life.
Yeah.
And people that you cannot, people that have no
Ties to you.
that
like,
have no ties to you, or you're not obligated to do anything for. You know what I mean? They just love your work, and they admire it, and they support you. And then you got people that known you forever,
Yeah.
and they like, oh yeah, Booz got beats.
Yeah,
But a lot
yeah.
of times they won't fully believe you until they hear it on the radio. Then they want to hang around you. Yo, you
Yeah.
going to the studio?
Yeah,
Yo, I want to
yeah.
come with you.
Yep.
You know, which is cool. But it's all me. I always try to move around with people that were like he was like one of us, like part of the kid. Like he wasn't a fly on the wall. He wasn't there just to look around. Like, you know, at a certain point, Booz became like part of the creation process. So when we would cook up, Booz would be right there with us as we were like creating. Like, yo, what do you want? Booz, what you think? Let's do this. Add this. You know, and it was.
Fire.
Those are some of the things that you will never forget. You know what I mean?
And that's crazy, because even now, like I got this one producer that I know who's a little younger than me, but like he reminds me of this situation. Like,
That's cool.
Once he found out, like I did the joint for Papoose, he would like do the same thing that I would do to you, like come through and be like, yo, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? And all I could think about is how you treated me. So I do the same thing, you know what I mean? Like very humble, like, yo, you don't need the best equipment, bro. Like you got the ear. And I'll always tell him, like, yo, your shit is fire. Just keep going, like, yo, keep going. And then the sound would change, and then he'd be like, yo, what do you think? I'm like, yo, this is fire. So it's just dope how it trickles down. You know what I'm saying? Like I treat people how you treated me with the whole studio producing thing, and it's dope. It's dope.
Do you work in the education field?
I work at the school, but I do like food service. But I do like a little interaction with the kids. I was teaching dance for a little bit, but you know, I like the teaching thing. I get a lot of satisfaction from not just doing it and having people like, yo, that's dope. I like to teach them, like, yo, you're interested? Like, yeah, come through and I'll show you how to do this. And it's okay, like, cause you know, some people are like, I can never do that. It's talent. I'm like, there's some talent involved, but it's also an acquired skill.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
you could learn how to be better at something. Like, yeah, you could play the drums, I could do this too, but you can also acquire it and learn it pretty much.
Well, I'll give you another fun fact that many people may not know during this process, because many people always knew me as Jimi Kendrix, the producer. But during that time, I was teaching in high school.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about
For about 10 years, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
So I would, you know, by day I was teaching kids that were from the neighborhood that were a little, you know, my population was a little bit rough. You know, you're dealing with kids that are literally a couple blocks from each other, but their projects are at war with each other, and we all come to the school. So the one factor that really kept everyone in school or out of trouble was music. So what do? We built like the first school record label.
I see that, and I'm like, that
with distribution. You know
I
what
wish,
mean?
because I see the program. I'm like, yo, you got keyboards in the classroom, and that's dope. Because we, you know, every school I got a music program, but they're more like instruments and stuff like that. This is more like music production, studio stuff. So just to have that program, I went to 5 Towns, so I got that in college. But in high school,
you went to 5 Towns?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder. No wonder.
So
you
did my
nasty.
man Shells. Shells went to 5 Towns too.
Shout out to all my 5 Towns people. I've always wanted to go to y'all's school, but I couldn't afford it.
It's a great school. It's a great school. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of connections.
What?
You know, with like live, just musicians. It's just a school for musicians. So like I remember being in the lunchroom, making beats on the table, and then the dude will pull up with his guitar, and then the girl pulls up with her violin, and then this dude pulls up with something else, and I'm like, yo, this is a straight up band right here, which is dope.
Oh, that's
it's crazy.
I'll be honest with you, that's one of my goals. Well, it's a dream. God willing, a pile of millions of dollars come to me. I want to open up a music school. You know, and give scholarships to all of the kids in the city to fully pay for. You know, like how LeBron is doing with his school, and be able to go from the school into an internship with a record label or a school, or bring the artists to the school. You know, bring Papoose back, bring A Boogie.
Do the sessions at the school.
Do them at the school. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, I think education has really, do the budget cuts and stuff, they've really kind of phased out the music program so much, especially in New York City. And it's sad because it wasn't always like that. You know, music was always a big part, you know, of school. Now it's like, because of budget cuts, they phased it. And it's
and
like,
especially now with the culture, like music, it takes over the culture with these apps, TikTok, Instagram. These dancing, like it's the music that kind of drives all that.
It drives it.
So to cut that, it's like, now what do these kids have to do if they can't make music or they can't listen to it, or you know, they cut that whole out of school? That's crazy.
But they can sling drugs all day. You know what I mean?
It's like,
and I'll be honest with you, there was many kids that we saved them, we kept them out of jail. It got so bad, even the police would come to the school and they would call me out of the room. I see them look through the window like this. By the way, I'm saying to myself, do I got a warrant? Like, what the heck is going on? Am I going to jail? And they would be like, no. That kid right there that's next door to you, and that kid right there, he's wanted for shooting someone. Or he's wanted because he had so much credit card fraud, over hundreds of thousands. And these are 15, 16-year-old kids.
Wow.
And they are good at this stuff. You know what I mean?
They're not
and they would work out a deal where if we can build a program with the police to where we can kind of gauge them and they can bring us some of their kids, then it would keep them out of jail. Or the judge would take this in consideration and not give them a heavy sentence. And it really made me think, like, yo, music is not just for us to profit. You know what I mean? We've got to give it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, of course we want to get what we want from it, but at some point we have to leave something behind for someone else
And teach
to be able,
them, yeah.
or leave some rope left for people to be able to grab onto,
Yeah.
like someone else did for me. So, you know, I think that education is very important, bro.
Yeah.
Very important. They need
big.
more like us.
Yeah.
They really do.
It's crazy because I see that like I didn't even know, like I knew
That was amazing.
I knew the teacher thing, and I'm like, when I saw the music in the classroom, I'm like, yo, that's so dope.
Yeah, man.
Like that. And the fact that you have accolades like that, where it's like, yo, it's not just a music teacher teaching us. He's a dude who's kind of one of us. He looks like us, comes from where we come from, and he's made it thus far. It's so inspirational to keep your kids out of jail. Like, nah, I'm gonna make beats, bro, because Jimmy did it, and he's making a living off it, so I'm gonna do that. And that's what I love about it. It's not just a music teacher teaching music. It's someone that's relatable to the kids.
Yes.
That makes it like, yo, that's dope.
Oh my God. Do y'all see this right here? See this, man?
Yeah, look at you. Jimmy gets 2 pieces, man. Jimmy gets 2
Jesus,
pieces.
Lord have mercy. Yo, show. Woo. Jesus. This is what happens at the Beat Bistro? Is this what happens?
We cook, man.
Oh my God, we gotta get somebody over here. We gotta get Jay-Z somebody over here. This is amazing, bro.
Little
Orange on it?
cilantro, there you go.
Yeah.
Cilantro
He don't got his
on
glasses, you know, but
Wow.
amazing, bro.
My
Let me
man.
ask you a question. I can't cook like that. Like the ladies love it.
My
Don't
wife
lie.
loves it.
She loves it.
Yeah.
She married your ass.
Yeah. You know, I find time at home sometimes to make it nice. But the good thing is that I know how to do it. So it's like, that's what I liked about the kitchen is like, I didn't go to school for culinary, but
So how'd
being
you
in
do
the
this?
kitchen, I got a job at a restaurant, busboy, you know, and I just picked up things and now applied them. So when I go home, back in the day, it's like, damn, what am I gonna eat? Now it's like, yo, grab a piece of salmon, grab some broccoli. I'll make that like 10, 15 minutes. Let's do it real quick.
Do you treat this like when you make ideas? You whip up this. Whip
Yeah,
this?
because that's how it is. It's like, you know, when you're making the beat, it's like, you do the drums, then you do the sample, then you know, add the bass line, and it's just like this. Like, yo, I'm gonna steam this. I'm gonna steam the veggies first, then I'm gonna saute them, then I'm gonna season it, then I'm gonna do this, and it's kind of put together like a beat. Like that's like a beat where it's drums, hi-hat, bass line, synth,
Yo, this is
sample.
amazing. Yo, I'm like sweating right here because I'm like, I can't believe this. This is like a serious meal right here, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah, they'll pay a pretty penny for that one at a restaurant.
What?
So while you
Hell
eat
yeah.
that, I got a little game
Oh my
for
God.
Mr. Jimi Kendrix, super producer,
Let's
multi-platinum.
go. I love games.
Now, it's called the sample game. Guess that sample. I've done
Lord.
it before, but I gotta do it with Jimmy because he got joints.
Oh my God, I may fail.
So basically, I have 4 samples in here. I got the original sample that they used, and then if you guess it, or if you don't guess it, I have the actual beat that they made with it.
Got you.
So I'm gonna play the sample first. You can either guess the sample, or you can guess the actual beat that they made with it.
Okay.
All right? So, you ready to play? Guess that sample.
Just that sample.
All right, first one. You ready? Just make sure I got this loaded up right here. I think. All right, you ready?
This is amazing, bro.
I appreciate you, man. I'm so happy that you're here, number one, and I'm happy that you're enjoying the food.
Oh my God,
So
man.
far, we're good to go. All right.
I gotta step my game up. You can eat cereal with dinner, man.
Captain Crunch all
It's
day,
horrible.
baby. All right, ready? First one?
Wow. Yeah.
Here we go. Ready?
Let's go. Hold up. Yo.
For the second time.
Hold on.
Second time.
I love what they did with this. It's so simple too.
Yeah.
It was so simple what they did.
Oh my God. Who was that rap group? The rapper that did that?
Boom, boom. Yeah, I got it right here.
Spivot, Marcus Garvey, Football Muhammad, Mega Evans, and Bob
AZ.
God Body. The scripture said,
That's
Hold on.
AZ.
Was that on my album?
That-
I produced
you
on
see-
the album. Yes.
Yeah. That was on Asiatic.
Yes.
I think
I've done a
Asiatic.
few of his albums.
That's AZ. I'm back. That's
Yeah.
this is the original sample. Regular
AZ.
speed too.
Wow.
And then they chopped it, slowed it down a little bit, threw some drums on it. But see, like stuff like that, I love because I used to see that in the studio with you. Like, I'd hear an old sample playing, something I've never heard before, something from the 70s. And then it's like, boom, drums come in, the bass comes in, and it brings it alive. And that's why I love sampling, because you could take something from the 70s, 60s, and bring it back to life, rearrange it.
What's old to them is new to someone else.
Exactly.
You know, so music is timeless.
So that's why I love sampling, especially with the MP. But I remember hearing like just things that you would never really think to sample turned into music when you add a rhythm behind it, beat, drum, bass line. It's like, yo, that shit comes to life, and that's what I wanted to do. I didn't just want to do Fruity Loops, and I wanted to like rearrange things that were already kind of put together and make them even doper, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what to say, bro.
All right, so he's 1 for 1.
It's amazing.
Ready for the second one?
I hope so.
All right, let's get it.
MOP.
MOP, let's go. You know the name of the song?
What that thing?
Love that. I wanted to throw a party.
Look how they took such a small piece and then just ran with it.
And I love that. I love that how they, like something that you would never think of putting them heavy drums to. Like, it's so. Someone heard that and was like.
That's the original?
That's the original sample.
So it was fast.
Yeah. Original speed too.
Wow.
And then someone thought the idea, like, yo, let me put these mean drums to this. And chopped it in. Crazy. I love it.
Yo,
I love it.
They play that now, somebody will get punched in the face.
Man, still to this day.
Somebody will get smacked with that song.
So there's joints like that are timeless. Like I spoke about it before, like Biggie, Hypnotized. You know what I mean? Beats like that. That's always gonna rock. That's always gonna rock.
I got MOP's number. He's working on the album. Fame.
Okay, yeah.
I want to connect you with him. He
I
would
love
your sound.
And MOP's energy like that. Crazy.
And they're still touring overseas.
Yeah.
I mean, not now, but they're still touring like over those records still.
Crazy. I love it. I wanted to throw a party. Bro. I wanted to throw a party where it's like you play the sample first and then you play the actual record, like exactly what we're doing here, but they cut it up like, you know what I mean, like party mode. You know what I mean?
Hot, yo. Ooh.
All right, my man's 2 for 2 right now. I don't think we're gonna stump this guy. You ready for number 3?
Come on, baby.
Let's get it. That's classic.
Hold up. Are you serious?
Yo, when I first heard that sample, I didn't know that it was from a reggae joint.
No, Joel Santana got that from that?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I got a chance to be in the studio with him. Yeah.
The gangster music.
Come on.
Yeah. I got a chance to talk with Arsonist like face to face, and I was like, yo. I talked to him about that beat, and I'm like, yo. He was like, yo. Once I found the loop where it's like once you find the loop, you know what I'm saying?
From there, it was over.
Yeah, because that's really all you need. Sometimes you need those extra 2 bars to just make it come back around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I like to do that a lot of times. Like I'll give myself some room to turn it around, and I'll do something to when people hear it. They know it's about to go back to the beginning. You know what I mean? Just to kind of wind it back around.
Yeah. So to hear that from him, I'm like, oh my God, that's dope. Because I always think about like what he was thinking about when he heard that record real quick. And like, was he like, you know, screw face, like, oh, I'm about to cut that up, like how when I hear samples, I'm like, yo, I'm about to get crazy on that.
Hold on 1 second. That's crazy that you said that. That's funny that you said that. Like real talk, because I really, working with Arsonist, he also showed me a lot about, he showed me a lot about chopping.
Yeah. He was.
Until this day, when you go to his studio, he has just like that.
Yeah, he had this. When I went there, he had it, and I started asking him. I'm like, because I didn't have this yet, and I'm like, yo, I still use the 2000. Like, what do you, would you recommend it? He was like, yo, bro, he's like, I'm working on like 8 projects right now at the same time.
Joel's, he working on a lot of stuff right now. With Jules and him coming home and Jim again.
Yeah.
And so that's another person I want to connect back up with.
That's dope.
That's another one I got to connect you with. I'm 3 for 3, baby.
3 for 3. 3 for 3.
Come on, baby. I got to represent for my producers. We would look crazy if we didn't get it right, brother. We would look crazy. Come on, I can't let my producers down.
All right, you ready?
This is slam, bro.
I appreciate you tearing it down right now.
Doggy bag with this, brother? Slam it.
All right, 4th one. Ready? Let's get it.
Oh!
Oh, Major.
Ooh!
Don't go.
Is that?
Yep.
Ooh! I know you feel it.
Here we go. What they sampled with that. I sped it up a little bit, added the mean drums. Crazy.
Young Guru, Just Blaze, Killer, Diplomats, Joel Santana, Jim Jones, Freaky Zeke, Half a Dash, Killer, y'all niggas dreamed it. I've seen it, body warm, heart anemic. Coke, a nigga sick.
Crazy. He burned that.
Good Lord.
Legendary. That's legendary. He created a legendary sound with that.
Lord.
With those samples. Even now, like if I play a sample joint that has like a voice in it, people are like, yo, that shit sounds like Dipset. They sound like Dipset. Heat makers. So to be a producer, you know what I mean? A producer with an MPC or a drum machine, and to have that impact where you created a whole sound for a generation, you know what I mean? Like that Dipset, Rockefeller Band. That's a generational music where it's like, yo, that shit sounds like some Dipset, or it sounds like Bad Boy.
I see that you're doing the right thing because you're having a lot of the rest that you're doing, you're incorporating musicians into the process, which a lot of producers are not doing nowadays. You still have the old recipes
with
to do it with a new twist. But you're still incorporating that organic, and that's what's gonna make your sound be like, yo, you just sound. This stuff just sounds different. Because it feels like real music.
That's
still
what.
Like digitalized, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like it's movement. Like, it's really movement. You know what I mean?
It's real movement, like human movement. Like yo, he's really rocking that bass. You can feel it, and that's what I do. Like I incorporate, like Splice, maybe like a loop from Splice, but it's real keys played over it, real bass played over it. Or the drums I load up will be real drums sounding. So it's not too, you know what I mean? Just too, everything fits right into place. There's a little bit of staggered a little bit, a little swing, a little lag to it, you know what I mean?
What? Bro, you got it, man.
My man Jimi Kendrix is 4 for 4 with Guess That Sample. I knew he was gonna get it. He's a producer. He's a platinum producer. He gotta know these, man. He gotta know these.
Let's go.
So, there's a couple things I want to show you in here. I just get your opinion from a producer standpoint on some things that me and Shells have produced, just beats that we've done.
Oh my God.
So if you don't mind, I got like little snippets in here.
Let's go.
Just let me know what you think.
I couldn't wait to hear something.
Yeah. All right, so this is something that we got in here.
You mean you don't trust the police?
In my business, you don't trust anybody.
My man right here on the keys. On the keys.
Yo.
No sample. It's no sample.
No way.
No sample.
That's Griselda, B.
He's on. That's what we said. Bass, everything, organ.
Yo, that's Griselda. What? That sounds like the funeral. Oh my Lord. Lord, no, yeah. Someone out to testify. Oh, yeah. Woo! Come on, baby. Do what I'm trying to do with it. Yeah. Life is on you. Yo, that's Griselda.
Yo, that's exactly what we had in mind. We was like, that's the name of it, Griselda. We called it Griselda.
Amazing.
But that was
bro.
I programmed the drums in there.
Yo, that's so I could smoke a crazy joint with that. That's like a funeral music right there. Like somebody about to die tonight when I get home. Flying down the highway with this one. That's
what
crazy, bro.
That was a vibe, and my man right here went crazy. And when you hear it, it sounds like a sample. Like if I heard that beat, I'd be like, that's a sample. But
at first I'm like, that sounds like a sample.
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
with you start making the movement.
Yeah, like that.
No, that sounds like somebody really just walking down on the piano.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you
crazy.
playing that? Oh my God.
And it's crazy because those sounds, the terminology that's using, like walk on it. When
Can I hear
I'm
that
hearing
one
it, I'm
more
like, yeah.
You mean you don't trust the police? In my business, you don't trust anybody.
Uh-oh, Jimi Kendrix on that. Executive produce. Woo! I got you. Fire. I just got Jimi Kendrix to play over my beat. That's fire.
Yo,
that is fire. That's fire. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a beautiful
That's
thing.
what y'all cooking over here?
Trying to, man.
Oh, I
I'm
gotta
trying
come
to.
here all the time, man.
That's-
I'm popping in on y'all now.
I appreciate that because that was one that we were like,
What?
we gotta show Jimmy that. We have
What?
to show Jimmy that one.
Oh my. Yo, let's get that to Griselda.
Yeah, let's do that.
I know people that would be like, yo, they can get that right to him. Like,
Let's do that. Let's
and
do that.
and they're working. You see,
Yeah.
matter of fact, I saw a video last night with Griselda with Benny in the studio with Scott
Scott
Storch.
Storch, yeah.
And
that joint
and I
sounded
heard the
crazy.
record and I'm like, okay, he's using that little.
Yeah, that.
But that right there, that's directly Griselda right there.
Yeah.
Conway, they're gonna look at each other like, I got the first. Let me get the first verse.
Word.
The verse.
Yeah.
That's a definite. And no sample.
No sample.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, the link up that we have together is exactly what you said. It's like
Gee
taking that
whiz.
new sound, but keeping that humanness of it. You know what I'm saying?
What else is dope too is you can play it live.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like if you can record it and be able to like when they perform and play it live,
Mm-hmm.
that just really brings the whole the real magic of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like making an artist like a studio artist where it's just about now when he hits the show, like
Yeah.
they perform that just like that.
Yeah. If you can't do it live, don't do it.
Leave it
yeah.
alone. Leave it alone.
And it's like I seen I forgot who A-Rab was someone was performing to an A-Rab beat,
Good Lord.
and he was actually actually Davies, I think. He was performing, but A-Rab was doing the beat live on the MP, but he was up back there where you couldn't see him, so everyone's looking this way, but he's up there on the MP live.
Crazy.
That's dope. So I wanted to take this aspect and do that with rappers, like yo, this is a band, like we're a band, you know what I mean? We could come through, instead of just giving you the beat and letting you perform it, let's put on a show. Let's show them like, yo, we're doing this live. My man here is live on bass. He's live with the drums.
Davis people too. Dave, he would love that too. That's another person we can get into as well.
Yeah, that's
Pardon me, I'm just kind of talking out loud like we're in a studio session.
Yeah.
So,
But this
as
is what this is,
I'm
D.
hearing things, I'm putting the artist to the melody.
Producing,
like,
yeah.
I can hear on the record. You know what I mean?
And that's what I kind of wanted to get into too, like turning more into a producer and not just a beat maker. Like
Right.
I'm hearing this person on it, or let's get this guy who plays saxophone on it. Let's get this keyboardist. Let's bring this bassist in and these drummers, and really produce the record instead of just making a beat and doing it. So
Yo, that was retarded, yo.
Lord, I appreciate
Oh
you.
my
man.
God, I was like, what the? Yo.
We got two
Please
more.
let me hear something else, man.
This is,
That
I think,
was
a
sick.
different vibe, a little more trappy for the younger, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
younger yay crowd, but you know, it is what it is. You know, for the younger kids. We got, yeah, another one. Fire. Fire. And I love how you play like a lead vocalist.
And that's the key. When I'm not a piano player. My brother plays bass. He toured as a bass player everywhere. My father played bass, toured with everybody. My brother played keys, piano, organs. My other brother plays guitar. So I couldn't play piano like Tchaikovsky like my brother could do. But when I play it like I'm singing. Because I can sing. So so the lead sounds come out like how I would sing it.
Like a vocalist.
Yes.
Like, so you play
I
a lead
treat
for
my
a
voice
vocal.
as an instrument. So I treat the idea as I'm just another part of the instrument. You know what I mean?
dope.
So and I just kind of feel off of your movements. Nothing is thought out. I don't really know where I'm going when I do it. I just kind of feel it out and vibe.
Yeah, that's something
And
that
it's
we
funny
try to do.
because when we do it, like something like that, people be like, "Yo, that lead in there?"
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you're doing. But that sounds so nice.
Sounds like a vocalist. It sounds like what you would hear the singer singing, like the
And
way
it got to the point now where when I do leads and stuff, the artists will start writing their songs, their melody line to my lead line.
on the lead,
And I'm listening to the words, and when they make their movements, I'm like, yo, he's just doing exactly what my lead is doing. And it's like a guide for them.
Exactly, yo.
You know?
We have the conversation all the time.
Yo, bro, that's 2 for 2. Yo, that one too is fire.
Yeah,
That's
appreciate
another one,
you.
bro. Yo, y'all, it's a
Appreciate
problem,
you.
man. What is, you can get good food here, good music here. What else is missing, man?
I got one more joint for you, and then I got a special. We got one more joint for you from us, and then we got a special treat for you. A special thank you for coming up to the TheBeatBistro beat for you.
Man,
So let me
thank
just play the
you.
last one. Oh, where is that?
Like a mysterious feel to it, like
like
unpredictable, like you know what I mean?
Yo.
Yeah. Woo. out of here.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yo. Oh my God.
I appreciate
Bro,
you,
you
man.
gotta get those out. People gotta hear that.
I mean, we're just talking. Me and Shelter just building our catalog. Like he got joints, I got joints, but us together, it's a different sound. Like when we combine together, it's magical, man. It's something that I've really been, or we've been like just cultivating.
Never let this man
Nah,
go.
man.
Ever.
I've known him since he was like, and he's always been
way.
about his music, man. He's always been serious, always taken serious.
Yo, the humble never stumble, man. Something my grandmother always tell you, the humble never stumble, man. And certain things where money can't get you into, God's favor will always make a way for you. So God's favor is something you can't get. I mean, you got favor. Because somehow God's always gonna put people around you.
Yeah.
And not just people around you, but people there for a purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what it is. Like we've been around each other for a minute, and I've always known he's done music, and he's known I've made beats. But then it hasn't up until like recently is when we're like, yo, I know what you do, you know what I do, and we know once we put it together, it's gonna be a problem. So that's where we're at now, building a catalog and trying to capture all the different of the best of I know what he could do, and I just want him to capture it, and I know he knows what I could do, and he just wants me to capture it, and let's get to it. You know what I mean? Let's get to it.
It's more than captured right here, brother. Like they need to. Oh my God, they need to hear that.
I hope
That's
they
another
do.
one right there that they would use. That they should use. Griselda.
Yeah,
They would
with
that. that.
I'm
What?
with that.
At this point, there's no, like I said, there's no like only difference between me and you is I've had a little more placements.
Yeah.
Your approach, your sound, what you're doing is current right now.
Yeah.
It's original. I don't hear a lot of people that's playing like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
really taking it to that level like this.
Yeah.
With the real musicians sit with it. And you got the man right here with this machine, what he does with this machine, amazing. He makes that
appreciate
thing
you.
talk. Like, hello, hi, good, wow, fine. That man
Now
makes that machine talk, brother.
This joint right here is like it's like an ode to Jimi Kendrix, man.
What? Oh my God.
We put this together. We basically redid a joint that you did, which we love, just the bounce of it. So we kind of put our own little spin to it.
Oh.
And for the sample aspect of it, I wanted to know, like, yo, how did he chop this up? What were his arrangements with this? So, like I said, I try to get into the head of the producer and be like, yo, what was he thinking when he had the 16 pads in front of him, and how did he do it? His order of it. And so basically that's what this is.
Right.
So here we go with that.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Ashanti. That's dope, brother.
My man, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, my man Jimi Kendrix. Oh my God. Yo, thank you for coming through, brother man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm Beats All Our Booze. That's Shells to God. That's Mr. Jimi Kendrix. I'll see you guys next week.
Let's go! The Beat Bistro!
Let's go!
Yeah! Come on!
Let's go, Shells. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is brought to you by Team Bone 7594. Check them out. The new American dream, baby. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Let's go.